Hey YouTube guys and YouTube gals, it's me, Magnum, over at Guns and Cars with two Z's, if you please. Got a new acquisition, wanted to talk to you about it right here, so stick around. Okay, what we have here is a Walther box containing a Walther P22. It could be considered a good concealed carry weapon, even though the caliber is only 22, but it's light, it's compact, and one trip to the range, it proved itself to be totally reliable. No misfires, no misfeeds, no fail to eject, anything. It was flawless. I wanted to go over the features and functions of it in this video, so let's do that. First of all, this gun has a magazine release that might be different from what you're used to seeing. It is the back portion of the trigger guard that you pull down to release the mag. And let's do that now so we can do a safety check. We have an empty mag. We have an empty chamber. Nothing in there. Nothing in there anywhere. So the gun is safe. The mag release, as I said, is right back here. It's the back portion of the trigger guard. I hope you can see that. One other feature of this gun is that when the magazine release is, or when the magazine is out, the trigger is disengaged. It also has a safety on here. This is the safe position. If you're familiar with a Walther PPK or a Beretta PX4, Beretta 92, the same functionality. Down is safe, up is fire. So with the safety on, the trigger will cycle. It will go through, and it's a double action, single action. So the trigger will activate the hammer back and forth, but it won't fire in the safe position because there is a hammer block in it. Let's break it down and I'll show you how it's done. This is a little bit different than a lot of guns you may have seen before. On the front here, there is a U-shaped retainer that goes down one side, around the bottom of the frame, and up the other side. It seems as if you could pull it down by gripping it on both sides, but that's very difficult to do because of the pressure you have to exert. The easiest way is to put a fingernail on each side of the frame into one of the serrations and just pull down on that little retainer. From that point on, the slide comes off very much like a PPK. Slide goes back, you lift up, and then pull it forward. So let's do that now. Back, up, and forward, which leaves us with a slide and a guide rod and spring, which are separate pieces. Now, and then at that point you can clean and lubricate and do whatever you want. Putting it back together is a little bit on the tricky side. Okay, as I mentioned, reassembling this particular firearm is a bit on the tricky side compared to what you may be used to. So let's see if we can get it right the first time. What we have obviously is the guide rod and the spring, and naturally those fit together like so, typical. And inside you can see there is a hole back here behind under the barrel. That's where the guide rod goes. So we will put that in there. Now we've got all this spring sticking out here with no guide rod in it, which makes it kind of flimsy and flexible. We don't want to kink it. So Walther put in basically an extension device that goes inside the spring and gives that some rigidity so that it will prevent kinking. Now this little point here goes into the small hole in the bottom right there. Now hopefully we can do this in one motion. And what we do is we just slide this back on. See if I can get it here so you can see it. And that piece flies out when we do that. And push that back up. And got your gun back. We're all ready to go. Obviously no magazine in, so the trigger is disabled. And there you go. That's the Walther P22. Just a brief overview. This, I think, could be a really good option for a new shooter because it's a great target pistol. Terribly accurate, very little recoil, and it's small and light. Could be easily concealed, and a woman would not have any difficulty with the slide. It's much easier to rack than a lot of the other pistols I have looked at. So, as I said, there you have it. And that's it for this episode. And there you have it. While you're here, I wanted to give a shout out and recommend that you subscribe to a couple of my friends on YouTube. One of them is Mark1616. He has some great videos, and I think you'd be happy that you subbed him. The other one is my friend Christian, the Swedish paracord nut. Great guy, great accent, and he's promised me that he's going to be sending or doing a video sometime soon of his beautiful country, Sweden, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. So sub him too. He has some great videos over there, and I love listening to him. So I'll put links down below for both of those channels, and tell them that Magnum sent you. So until I speak with you again, and even after that, you stay safe. The whole thing goes back together, similar to the way you would put a PPK together. Now once you get it back on, God damn it. Son of a bitch.